listen to me. If you don't keep your hands up, you had the man hurt right here, and you let him go.
Just took a little time for Hatton's head to clear, didn't it, in that last round? It's quite apparent looking at it again. Here's round 9. Hatton's back to work. There's a lot riding on this. Next, a meeting with Paulie Malignaggi, hopes in the autumn. But Lascano has spat out defiance all night long here.
I have to say, Ian, Lascano was far better than I expected him to be. I knew he'd be proud, I knew he'd put up a show. Didn't expect this.
Fierce fighting pride from the Mexican-American Juan Lascano is now calling himself the chosen Juan. Takes him a long time to think of these nicknames, you know.
And he's still trying to push Ricky back.
Hatton has hit him with so much, he must be wondering whether Lascano's made of metal or something.
I mean, the pace is slowing, actually becoming just a little bit scrappier. A little wonder the pace they've been going at.
But what's good for Hatton here is that there's energy in the second half of the fight from him as well. Drives him back with jabs. Right hand cracks into Lascano's head.
I think referee Foster's doing a good job, because a couple of times I think referees would have panicked and stepped in there. Because Lascano was having his head rolled around, but he keeps coming back for these punches.
Good ring craft from Lascano.
His legs are looking weary though. Lascano's legs are looking very weary, as though the tank is getting close to empty.
But we thought that in round 4, didn't we? And he keeps going back to the well and finding something else.
These legs have like a tired look about them now, a weary look. He was always looking strong in the legs back then. But what a tremendous pace this has been fought at.
And that's good news for Hatton, because what we wanted to see from him here was a return to form. Great jab. There's a cut for Lascano. Then a big right. 2 of them, in fact, to the head. Blood around the face now of Lascano, who's had to take an awful lot here and has shown courage beyond the call of duty almost. Right hand from him, though. Lascano this time. Hatton wants to hold.
I don't know how many times I've thought Lascano was on his way out and he comes back with shots like that. Amazing show of courage.
1,000 people, they've seen a show tonight. It's been a gigantic happening. It was always going to be that, but they've seen the fight too, haven't they?
Tremendous.
And here's round 10 of it. Just that little doubt all the way tonight about whether Hatton would get the 12-round trip after his interrupted preparation. No sign of him tiring or unravelling so far, and he's given a pretty sharp performance, but it has rather underlined that at world level, top world level, he's probably not a big, thunderous puncher. Even though the punches look spectacular, he's often having to go the long route, isn't he?
Yeah, but that's also testament to the toughness of Lascano. I think a lot of people's hearts would have been broken. Maybe their chins would have been strong enough to stand up to this, but their hearts wouldn't have. But Lascano's shown both the chin and the heart.
He's winning a lot of friends here tonight, Lascano. He might not be winning too many of the rounds. Just looking to clean it up here. The ref can hardly complain, though. It's a close look at.
They say the punch caused the damage to the eye.
Yeah.
But I think it's swelling. I don't know if it's an actual cut. It's difficult to see from here.
2 massive left hooks from Hatton, one to head, one to body. Just so it's not an accidental. There's a straight right through the middle. Hatton walked right onto that again. That was reminiscent of what Mayweather was doing in the closing stage. You've got to can't be too careless with that. You'd like to see more head movement from Hatton occasionally.
But I think Ricky had felt this guy was on his way out maybe 4 or 5 rounds ago, so he's just stuck with this. If he had the box his way around Lascano, he would have done it. But like me, he's amazed that Lascano's still standing there.
Crowd bursting into song as Hatton launches his next assault. He's just teeing off on Lascano at the moment. Another big right, he wilted again there. Lascano found a left hand of his own.
I don't remember seeing courage like this for a long time. This guy is amazing. Way beyond the Call of Duty here.
But he looks very, very tired, close to exhaustion now, Lascano. But still he throws punches. It's an incredible performance. Pulling him down, he's pulling Hatton down, he's saying, onto the punches. That's what the warning for Lascano is about here. Lascano wants to get back to work. He's on very... Look at Lascano. He's stumbled across the ring.
He's exhausted. His legs look gone in the previous round. I do not know what's keeping him up here.
There's a problem now with Hatton's boots that's got to be sorted out. The laces have come undone. Lascano will be happy of the rest.
This is an incredible show of courage from Lascano. Unbelievable show of courage from this man. He's earned his money, he's losing the fight. What's keeping him in this?
Great bravery, great pride. It's getting close to the point where the referee might want to step in to save Lascano from having to take too much more, but every time he might think about stepping in, Lascano fires back again. Now he can hardly see through the right eye because of the blood with that. He's just stumbling around the ring now, Lascano.
He looks completely exhausted. The legs were like that in the previous round, and he's still there. Don't ask me how.
Treading through treacle, the Mexican-American. Another bell, another round over, another round. Lascano gets through. He's a mile behind, but he's covering himself in glory.
Come on, baby boy.
He's winning the rounds. He's a long way ahead. But there's still time left in the fight, and Lascano told by his corner they still believe, load up on your punches, especially the uppercut. That was what Ronnie Shields said to Lascano.
But you look at the difference in legs. Ricky's still looking strong, still moving around quickly. Look, oh, beautiful right hand.
Disguised it beautifully, feinted, found a gap with it. So pleased to be back in Manchester, fighting in his own time zone, around his own people. Now the right hand again from Hatton. Because it was the 11th round. After the 11th round, it all ended in glory against the seemingly invincible Kostya-Tszyu. Good right hand again. Much more accurate tonight, Hatton, thinking about it more. He's still a very good fighter, isn't he?
Yeah, and this is exactly the kind of fight we wanted to see him in. A fight at a pace all the way through. From here in the 11th round, any thoughts that Ricky still isn't one of the best 12-round fighters in the world? I mean, he's had a lot of this his own way, remember. It is on top again. Again, it looks as though they're on the verge of a stoppage.
Lascano wants to hear that final bell, and he does deserve to. But we're only in the 11th. Lascano grew up in the barrios of El Paso, a place where you have to learn to fight to survive, he says, and what he learned there, I think, is the grit he's showing here tonight.
Well, it's amazing the pride he has in his profession. Well earned his money, hasn't won a round, but still the pride, he wants to hear that final bell. I think maybe Howard Foster can be a little more lenient now. I mean, the man's exhausted. You've got to expect him to hold a little bit to survive. He's trying to see the 12 rounds out here, and it's becoming more and more difficult. every second that passes.
Yeah, Lascano's just fighting on instinct in there now.
He's just trying to see the 12 rounds out. So if he wants to hold a little bit, maybe a little bit of leeway.
Witness again the incredible bravery that championship level fighters have. Most of them anyway. Certainly these two. Lascano's wearing that like a badge of honour. He could have taken the money and run a long time before this, really, couldn't he?
Well, I never expected him to do that, but I thought Ricky would have blasted him out of there, and as I watched the first half of this fight, I was sure Ricky was going to blast him out of there. But here we are, heading towards the last round.
And there will be a last round.